Hey, come here. If you don't like ICE raids, you must support human trafficking. Check this out. There's a report from the Daily Mail UK and also the Carolina Journal reported 106 minors trafficked in Charlotte last year, and half of them are under age 15. Nearly double the 45 to 60 kids a year from 2018 to 2022. Statewide, there's 301 cases, 580 victims in 2024. Mostly sex trafficking, but forced labor is spiking. We'll talk about that here in a second. That's more kids hit in any year this decade. Because Charlotte's the hub, right off I-85. Easy in, easy out with the cargo. So ICE raids are not an attack on the people, Governor Stein. It's a rescue op. Democrats cry sanctuary while kids vanish into vans. If you're protesting that, you're not pro-immigrant. You're pro-predator. Did you see all these people protesting for human traffickers? Just disgusting. And speaking of pipelines, there's another story from Michigan. A Michigan staffing firm just got busted funneling hundreds of illegals from New York, Jersey, and in my backyard in North Carolina. And guess what? Going right into plumbing gigs. My trade. They're taking passports, docking pay, and treating them like mules. And that was a $74 million business. So you're saying illegals are taking all the jobs no one wants? What? That's supposed to be a skilled trade. And that they're just hiring people in. You know, way under the table, way under. Because look, I turned wrenches on F-16s, dug ditches and laid down railroad tracks, and fixed mains so shit flows. You know, plumbing's honest work. But this is slavery with a green card promise. That's not jobs Americans won't do. That's crime Americans pay for in taxes and trauma. Now, comment sections are now flooding with this ITEP crap. I'm seeing it from a lot of Latinos that are using all their data. Basically, it's a lefty rag that pretends to be neutral. They're using all this data and they're just copying and pasting from Google and putting them in all the comment sections trying to muddy the waters. But let's get to the real business. And the ITEP, they say the undocumented. Now, let's say what it is. The illegals, right, paid $96.7 billion in taxes in 2022, which is $8,881 per head. $25.7 billion to Social Security they can't touch, and $15.1 billion in sales taxes. Okay, so legalize them all is what the liberals scream. And that will bump it up to $136.9 billion a year. Cute. That's like a bank robber tipping the teller before raiding the vault. But here's the scam. Those taxes come in the form of fake IDs, stolen Social Security numbers, and off-books cash. And the drain. From FAIR, the Federation for American Immigration Reform's 2023 report, they clocked the net cost at $150.7 billion annually for schools, ERs, welfare, and anchor babies. The ITEP ignores that. Their contributions. It's a drop in the $451 billion total immigrant welfare bucket. And that's from the House Oversight Committee and their 2024 testimony. And legalizing the illegals? That's amnesty. That's rewards for breaking the law. And it greenlights the next wave. Illegal households, matter of fact, they use up 55% more welfare than natives. They're not contributors. They're con artists. So when we say that, the libs pivot and they say also that these illegal Hispanics are equivalent to about 3% of the country's GDP, right? So if we yank them all out and deport them all, then it'll be a similar drop to like it was in 1929's Depression in America. That's bullshit, fear. So hold up. Liberals scream deportations kill jobs. But let's talk the real numbers. So what are the unemployment numbers? This is the most recent info from the fresh BLS report from September. 7.6 million unemployed, straight up hunting and striking out. That rate is at 4.4% up from 4.1% last month. That's raw desperation. Then pile on 1.7 million marginally attached folks who jump right in if jobs open up tomorrow. And 400,000 people who are discouraged and who have quit altogether. So the total crushed is about 9.7 million Americans sidelined, not even counting the underemployed who do about 2 or 3 side gigs like DoorDash or Uber Eats just to scrape by. Now, the Wharton's report from July 2025 model admits deportations would yank 282,000 from construction, 225,000 from AG, and 870K from manufacturing, and 1 million from hospitality. That's over 2.3 million spots flipping back to citizens. No apocalypse, just air for the 7.6 million underemployed and the other 2 million-ish in part-time hell. So liberals scream about jobs Americans just won't do. Bullshit. That's plumbing spots robbed from you and me, factory lines from your grandpa, and farm work from families like yours. So we're talking overall 7.6 million people unemployed, 9.7 million people sidelined, and illegals hogging 2.3 million jobs. So that, again, is 7.6 million unemployed, 9.7 million sidelined, and illegals hogging 2.3 million spots in the industries we built this country on. That's our ammo. We deport and boom. Wages jump 3 to 9%, although the headlines say otherwise. You got to dig to get the real info. Because you know what? The liberals write the fear headlines, and the nerds that they hire to actually get the data, they tell you the truth. You just got to dig. No depression. Just dinner on the table for workers, low-income families, and their own reports admit it. As I said, they just bury under fear under the headlines. So yeah, we're not losing jobs. We're reclaiming them for us. But you know what? The liberals love headlines. I love numbers. Here's what their own reports say after you get past the fear. They bury it. I won't. Don't read the title. Read the table. And here, also from the Wharton budget model, from July 2025's analysis, mass deportation shrinks GDP 1.2 to 5.7% short term from labor gaps. But how does that affect us in the long run? So how about housing? Illegal headed homes crowd markets. If we remove them, prices drop 5 to 10% in high immigration spots. And also, here's the data from the House Oversight of September of 2024 testimony by Camerota. Illegals add 1.5 million units in demand yearly. No supply. So how about crime? Cato admits illegals are less violent, but feds show 27% of federal inmates are non-citizens. Deport and organless move. DMV's empty. Neighborhoods chill. No depression. Just opportunity. And when you check out Wharton's charts, there's short pain and long gain. Wages up, homes affordable, Americans first. So libs want depression? Keep the flood. We want revival. And remember, this is a movement where we bled right. This ain't a trend. This is a warning where silence ends and the truth bleeds through.